Welcome back. We're still at the Town Hall Workgroup session on 5th September. Just previously, I shared a bit of Town Hall structure, and then we went through different open topics, talked about after Town Hall. Now I would like to look into the Town Hall framework itself. So at the beginning, we had on month 1, and we considered that the Intersect Town Hall proposal to be the initial framework that we started. It set forth some expectations that we have workgroup calls like these. We're going to have 2 of them per month. Then, of course, we're going to have a town hall, and the town halls have an after town hall, and some clear guidance and structures, and who do we communicate. Everything was set up in the proposal itself, but there was no specifics. So, of course, at the beginning, there was at some point some proposal contract changes, but it didn't affect anything on town hall. And in the first workshop sessions, our first major problem was that people actually didn't know what is town hall. So setting up a structure and explaining that actually improved the understanding of town halls themselves. The framework consists of 4 main categories: communication plan, schedule of events, roles and responsibilities, and agenda templates, in order to run this decentralized fashion and so that everybody can be on top of things. At the beginning, regarding communication plans, we straight up started our workshop sessions, and then we had the Discord channels opened up, Intersect Town Hall and Swarm Chat, both are in the Intersect server. Swarm Chat is private and not everybody can see it, so it's between Swarm and Intersect stuff, where we coordinate like permissions or announcements or some details. But mostly we try to use the public version because it's an open source project. Then my idea, because at the beginning it's always really hard to capture people's attention and say, hey, give us this information, and you have to go to people. So I started joining calls, but this is like a not scalable thing. So I have only a few hours per week where I can join somebody else's calls, and sometimes not even that. But we have several members in the Swarm, so that's a good starting way, but I won't, this is not scalable. Then we started liaising publishing with Intersect stuff. And they help us to update these newsletters or tag people in Discord, because we currently don't have the power to do that in the first month. And yes, small, like at the beginning, it was a lot of things broke down, but the idea was that the Intersect stuff is helping us with this coordination. Then GitHub community problem board was created over the first month. It wasn't actually at the beginning, and somewhere in the middle, where basically people can raise their concerns of like town halls are not good. There wasn't room for these kind of slots. Maybe there should be more time for these topics. And like after town halls are not great. Like all of that can be written on the GitHub problem board, and people can comment there. And this is it has a very specific stages, and how do we kind of assess that and help to move issues along. Then we have GitHub Town Hall project board, and this is like they are very specific to the proposal. So if you want to see where are funds moving, what are getting rewarded, what is not recognized, then it's or we want to be part of the project of running town halls or doing something here, helping to coordinate, publicize, run these workshop sessions. Like this is something you will need to then follow along and add comments, add action items, deliverables to there so that everybody can see. And then town hall itself and its meeting summaries. So when we are in the town halls, that's also a way to kind of communicate what we do and what are the next steps. And when we, after the end, we always create a text version of what happened in the town hall, what were our lessons, what were the feedbacks. So not everybody has time to watch a 1 hour call, or maybe they don't like a video version, but they like to read. So these are ways to communicate. I do have 2 more grayed out communication measures. One is my report, you can see this one, and another one is town hall workgroup meeting summaries. These are not actually rewarded. These are basically volunteer tasks, but I find myself to that these are like valuable for me to communicate with others, and these are the tools I use. So I kind of added these alternative communication. So all of them kind of happen at the same time. So it doesn't, if you assume we're not doing anything or not communicating, this is not true. We have very clear structure. Of course, it can be better, and there are things to improve. And because if you kind of scroll down, people have technical difficulties to join Zoom sessions. So we added this problem to the problem board, and we need to figure out what is actually the thing that they have problems with. The Discord, the no tag permission has been continuing, and I think until this day, we have had issues. And I actually haven't tested this month, so maybe I do have now powers.
But then sorry, but is there any option for Telegram?
So yes and no. Let me see if I have it. I haven't added it on the list. Okay, so what I did here, so going down next month or second month, we alliance coordination with committees and working groups with Intersect stuff. So that's something new that we didn't do in the first month. On the third month, we started using emails. This was actually the first time we started getting more traction. And there are Intersect town hall publicity messages and outreach channels. So on the last month, we actually started using Telegram and WhatsApp. And so we have this list. And here, these are all public information. And if you think there is somewhere that the Intersect town hall should be announced or related information, and maybe not everything, so we have extra info. So for all the people, we don't spam them, hey, town hall is happening this date and time, or this is happening, because they already know. We already sent them that information, or they are part of the network, and they know that this is happening. But when we do send them surveys or some other special announcements that are, so this is extra info is for that. But the idea is that if you have a place where you want the message to be shared, either Discord, email, Telegram, or some other platform, then the idea is that we add that in here. Let's say you have your own TLAB chain community and you have your own Discord. That would be, there's another Discord platform. You can say what kind of information you want. And maybe you are the coordinator and I don't have to be the coordinator. So whenever we get the publicity message, we say that, hey, we sent information to you and you kind of share it forward.
Share it across.
And that publicity thing is also something we have budget for, like, and for rewarding other people for helping with us. Then we have server invite, server name, channel name. And the latest what was added was a WhatsApp Wins group that was interested. So this is how our like outreach channels, like they are built as we go. So if
definitely
people join, then they will let know.
Definitely, and I think for now the mainstream channels are already occupied. So I mean, you've covered all the mainstream channels, so I think it is fine for now. And then probably maybe going forward, when there's enough room, we could look at something like Reddit, because Reddit, I've learned that there are a lot of Cardano community folks on there who really communicate over there. So yeah, but I think those are secondary stuff that we can look at later on.
That's a good point. There was in our proposal, we also have like Cardano forum and probably something else that we haven't yet started off doing. But it's also like a capacity thing, like how much can you do, because there's always so much where you can attend. I think you have to, right now it was more important to get the Intersect community involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was communication plans. Then schedule of events. At the beginning, I already started with like visualizing the calendar. When do we have the workgroup sessions? When do we have private sessions? When do we have town hall sessions? And some other details with white. And at the beginning, we had a bit of issues with the Google and calendar with Intersect stuff, but on the second month, it already was cleared. And then the Discord events kind of now working. On third month, there was again some permission stuff were falling down and somebody was changing our events around without to run like wrong dates. So something to notice, but let's see, maybe that was like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, on the second month, we had a bit of more discussions on how to capture sentiment and align on preferred town hall dates and times. And another one was like decision making on that and selecting what date and time. Because this is a global ecosystem, so all maybe all can't be on the
different
same
time zones and stuff.
Yeah, and right now, actually, I think I just shared in Intersect Town Hall itself that there is a when to meet link if somebody wants to meet, have these sessions in a different day and time.
Yeah.
Then on the framework, there are roles and responsibilities. Right now, they are not like specifically defined and like bucketed, but on starting from the first month, it was clearly like shared like what groups and roles we have and what are the main like deliverables we have. We have town hall workgroup sessions that are important where we gather and get the things going. Then the planning sessions where we kind of fine tune and improve like all the final deliverables for the town hall itself. Event itself is going to happen, which will kind of create event summary. Of course, we need to publicize it. Then town hall agenda will have, that is what we also create from this. Like today, you saw the agenda doc, so that goes along until the town hall event and then turns into slide text. Sure. And after town hall breakout rooms, these are like the initial remarks we were sharing, like what needs to be done. And of course, we do quarterly reports of how we are doing. And there is like some administrator stuff around any other documentation, polling, surveys we do, the communication channels, so scheduling, and then having a proposal, the continuing plan, and all that. And so that set up like the first month. On the second month, we already had like the outputs to put together and a bit of like shout outs, who did it and when it happened. On third month, I actually took a vacation, so we didn't have an update on that. But on fourth month, now I'm sharing this framework to kind of coordinate what's going to happen. And then finally, agenda templates. From the first month, we basically established a Mara board template and how to run these sessions on like visually. The town hall agenda structure itself. At the beginning, it wasn't a document form, but more of like a bullet points, and it still turned out to be like a document, but we didn't really have a template for that yet. And in the next session, we used the previous slide to just adopt it. And then, of course, we have slide template, but the first thing we learned was that Intersect wants us to use the color coding they have, so we had to drop our design we started off with at the beginning. But yeah, rest of the sessions we have now the Intersect Town Hall slide. Agenda template is still this one, and Town Hall agenda structure is continue to be improved. And actually now there is a third document which we now have technically the template existing, but I need to add it here. So that would conclude the town hall framework and in like a timeline fashion. And because we are kind of, we need to get this one pager out of a framework, then you can look forward that this month we will focus on Intersect Town Hall Playbook. It was first initially planned for milestone 6, but it doesn't hurt us to do it a bit earlier to give people these details that what makes a town hall and how to improve it. Oh yeah, and if somebody wants to read up, in the last month there was some back and forth between Intersect staff members about the framework and unclarity of what we are doing. So we wrote quite an extensive feedback to them, which also covers most of the stuff I shared here, but in a written form.